and welcome to episode 3 of the San Diego Padres March to October. And as you can probably see on this screen that we're sitting on, things are kind of going okay. We begin today 101 games into the season with a record of 85-16. I haven't bothered to look to make sure that that's a record because it has to be. There's no chance that that's not a record. Back at the start of episode 2, when we were 50 games in, I made sure to check the record, and the record then through 50 games was 41-9, and we went 42-8 in our first 50 games, and then replicated that in our next 51 games by going 43-8. So it's really safe to assume that we are having by far and away the greatest season of all time. But that only matters if we can close it out, and we still have 61 regular season games to get through in today's episode to close that out. We're taking this one all the way to the end of the regular season. I'm anticipating that for the last month or so, we probably won't be playing too many games. They're probably going to have me play the game that breaks the single season wins record, and then from that point, we probably won't have anything else to play for. So we're going to see a lot of simming near the tail end, so we should be able to get through all 61 of these games in about the same amount of time that the first 2 episodes have taken. But before we start, I like to collectively get our bearings back again on what's going on around the league. So we're going to take the first couple minutes here to look around at the standings and the league leaders and all that. So obviously we're cleaning up our division. We're going to clinch it, maybe the earliest that anybody's ever clinched a division, or actually maybe not, because the Dodgers are also pretty good. They might ruin that. Somehow we're still only ranked second in terms of overall. So like this is just based on the overall of our players, not actually how everybody's performing. Obviously, if it was based on how we're performing, we're number 1, but I think it's still the Blue Jays in front of us. So around the rest of the league, we have the Brewers and Cardinals battling out for the NL Central, and then you have, it's really seems to be down to the Mets and the Braves battling it out for the NL East. And honestly, the wild card field is kind of setting itself. Obviously, a lot of time to go, so these teams aren't out of it, but the top 3 are at least 6.5 games above the next challenger. Over the AL, you got the Rays leading the East. Blue Jays and Yankees both not too far behind, but there we see it is the Blue Jays still ranked first. You got the Twins winning the AL Central, but for the first time maybe ever in a March to October where I haven't controlled the White Sox, the White Sox are playing good. This makes no sense. 2 teams over 60 wins 100 games in makes the AL Central look like a decent division. And then over in the West, it's actually the Angels that are cleaning up. So it's kind of interesting, this Padres March to October being the 3rd in my series of going back and using teams that were disappointing in the real life 2023 season. And the first 2 were the Mets, who are in first place in their division, and the Angels, who are in first place in theirs. So maybe we've had some sort of lasting impact somehow. And to get a quick glimpse of how some of our players are playing, let's just take a look at our stats here, because we have, I mean, it's just, there are not words to describe the seasons that everybody as a collective are putting together. I mean, sorting by average, we have 8 players batting 300 or above as of right now, and then the next 4 after that are all batting at least 273. The only one who's not having an objectively good season at the plate is Rougned Odor, but he only has 25 at-bats. We're also hitting for an insane amount of power. If you think of where we are in the season right now, 61 games to play, and Manny Machado's already at 39 homers. Soto's already at 33. So both of them have a shot at 50, and if we push it, maybe 60. But then even though we're pretty top heavy with those 2, like nobody else is close, we still have a lot of power throughout the team. Again, consider where we are, 61 games left, and we have all these players in double digits. Sorting by OPS, we have 3 players over 1,000, and Austin Nola still remains near the top of this list. Last time we checked in to start last episode after we were through our 50 games, Austin Nola was on pace for one of the greatest seasons of all time. He was batting like .415. I think his on base was at or near 500. He was slugging. He's cooled off a little bit, but like obviously not enough, because look at these numbers. He's 33 years old. He's a 69 overall. And if it wasn't for the insane season he's putting together at the plate, he's regressing across the board. I think this is the most perplexing thing we're seeing in this entire March to October. Like, we've had good seasons. I think seeing our top players having insanely good seasons, while it's crazy and not expected and it's like insane, it's not as like confusing and perplexing as Austin Nola being one of the best players in baseball. A quick sort by wins above replacement also paints quite the picture. I mean, you've got our top two guys around 7.5 WAR with a third of the season to go. Everybody besides David Dahl and Rougned Odor are worth at least a win above replacement, and you go just 2 up, and then everybody above here is worth at least 2 wins above replacement. It's really only the hitting that's insane. Our pitching is more or less normal. Like, it's not like we're seeing a similar level of season on the mound. Like, if we were, we'd be seeing everybody with like a sub 2.5 ERA and all sorts of strikeouts and stuff like that, but that's not quite the case. I mean, we're definitely having good pitching seasons. It's just not at the same level that our offense is excelling. The one frustrating thing is Luis Garcia started the year at a 75 overall. He's only 36. Like, I know that's regression age, but I feel like it's not this level of regression age, especially if he's going to pitch as good as he's been pitching. But with how fast he's regressing, man, he's going to be our worst arm in the bullpen before long, because actually right now Krismat might be our worst arm overall wise at a 66, but he's still going up and Garcia is plummeting. I won't spend a ton of time on league leaders because most everything is just going to have us near the top of the list, and I've already kind of gone over how insane our season has been, although look at the Braves and their doubles. But yeah, we have 4 of the top 6 in on-base percentage, and the other 2 coming from the Dodgers. So all the top 6 on-base percentage leaders are coming out of our division. And then slugging percentage, 3 of the top 5, the top 3 in OPS. Yu Darvish is closest to the top in the ERA leaderboards. But then yeah, by wins above replacement, it's actually Yu Darvish at the top of the WAR leaderboards at a full 4.0. And then batting, it's obviously going to be Machado, Soto, and then even though he's a full 2 wins above replacement behind those 2, Austin Nola is still 3, and then Trent Grisham, somebody we didn't really highlight individually, but he's at number 5. He's also having a good season. I mean, his contacts started out pretty low, and that's coming up quick, mostly because he's batting over 300, almost a 400 on base. He's slugging. So yeah, I mean, this is easily the best March to October I've ever seen, and you guys, one look back on the channel, I've played plenty of March to October over the years, and I've never had one this good. We're projected at 120 wins, 61 games out. You know what that means? That means from here on out, to hit the projection of 120, we only have to go 35 and 26. We've been playing quite a bit better than a 35 and 26 record. So if we keep up at the pace that we're currently playing at, we're going to break the scale. The graph is going to go off the graph. We are, though, right up on the trade deadline. We're, 5 or 6 days away. So there's a chance that after this game we play, we'll get one final trade popping up. And in terms of what I'm still looking for, it's mainly one more relief pitcher to replace Luis Garcia for once he drops down too far, or a starting pitcher like Steven Strasburg to bump Michael Wacha out of the starting rotation. I also had Alex Verdugo out there as a guy to look for in the outfield, mainly because right now we have Ahmed Rosario starting in right, and obviously he's been good. He's just not as good against righties. It also could help if Nelson Cruz regresses to the point where I don't want him in against righties. But yeah, we're finally ready to hop into our game here. We've got 3 innings to make a comeback. We're down 2-1 against Pittsburgh. Runner on first to start. Full 9 outs to work with. I feel pretty good. Looks like they just brought in a new pitcher, so let's see what's gone on here. I'm guessing whoever was starting just got taken out. Yeah, did a good job shutting us down. Not many people can do that. All that we've been able to do is have a Jake Cronenworth homer, and he also has a double. Reese Kinnear, though, has pitched himself a really nice game. 7 innings, only the 2 runs allowed. Part of why we've been doing so good is we've been put into a lot of situations like this where we have to come back down like a run or something, and whenever you make a comeback in March to October, you get a lot more momentum, and I've made my comeback successfully, I think, every time. So every time we've had the chance to get a lot of momentum, I've been getting a lot of momentum. Oh my God, and he just put that right down the middle. Am I really gonna scratch this run across, tie it up immediately? I am, and I accidentally sent Ahmed Rosario to third. I need to use the buttons and not just hold down L1. Nelson, oh man, I thought that was gonna get through. I guess Ke'Bryan Hayes over there would make sure it doesn't. That makes sense. Austin Nola, though, it is gonna get down. Inning's not gonna end yet. Kind of sucks to think that that probably would have driven Ahmed Rosario in if I didn't mess up. Oh my God. Oh, I wish I got under that, dude. That's a hanger. I mean, I make a perfect swing. I hit it 112 off the bat. You'd think I wouldn't be upset about that result, but I am. Oh, but that's gonna get us a new arm in to see. Oh, come on. Get to that gap. Don't get caught. I think that is gonna carry. Oh, it is. Just out of his reach. It had to bounce over the wall, though, so we're only gonna be able to get one across, but there's our lead. Don't have to be all that upset about my base running mistake now, because we still managed to take the lead before this inning's over. Oh, and then I pop up another fastball right down the middle with Cronenworth. So we're not going to add on the two that were still in scoring position, but we do enough to take the lead. All we got to do at this point is close out the rest of the game. Reese Kinnear's 104 pitches in. Yeah, yellow energy, so he's done. So that just means we go to Robert Suarez, 80 overall. Has yet to give up a run. He actually, that's kind of, I didn't realize that he would be 2-0, 2 wins picked up in only 5 appearances so far. This one shouldn't, though. If this ends up in a win for him, then things will have gone very wrong. There we go. Fly ball to Juan Soto out there. He's going to overcome that bad reaction. And there we go. Easy 12-6 strikeout on 3 pitches. And we get Brian Reynolds on the circle change. Great inning from Suarez. Let's get some insurance. Close it out with Hader. Soto line drive. Is that going to sit down? It will. Another base hit. Ha-Sung Kim. Oh, that can't. Of course. He might be the only shortstop in the league that's making a play on that ball. Oh, and I bit on a slider. That's a bad swing. Rosario, I don't think I got enough of that. Man, that jumping play was really an inning changer right there. That gets past him. We have probably runners on second and third, maybe first and third, or maybe Soto scores, depending on how far to the gap it got. But here comes Hader, and it really couldn't have lined up any better than this. They have O'Neal Cruz and Jack Sawinski up back-to-back. A couple lefties who really can't hit lefties. And there we go. We sit down the first one. And we got Sawinski. Now we just got to deal with the one righty they have. And he makes contact. No strikeout of the side, but Hader ends it. Nice little one-run victory there after being down 1. It's just crazy. It feels easy with this team. Like, I don't understand why I just make a good swing with it. Feels like everybody. I mean, just before, earlier in the day, I was playing on my Nationals franchise mode, and that episode should have already come out by now, so it's not a spoiler, but I wasn't playing all that well. Like, I was having trouble hitting. And like, that's also on legend difficulty. That's also against the CPU. So I don't know what's different. There's just something magical, I guess, about this Padres team. So we keep the winning streak alive. I think that moves it up to 12. We also replenish that momentum pretty high up there. And now let's just see. Do we get ourselves one more trade here before the deadline? Why are we losing to the Rangers, though? But all right, here we go. This very first move. This is one that I had on my list. I was targeting AJ Puck, and what we're having to give up is like perfect. We got Matthew Batten up to a 66 overall B potential and a fast track, and now he actually has value to trade. This couldn't have worked out any better. If these other 2 trades aren't as good, is easily the move. The only thing that if it doesn't work out perfectly, it's going to kind of suck. But he is down now. Luis Garcia is down to that 66. So now he's right there equal with Krismat. So we would just have to cross our fingers and hope that the game recognizes to send down Garcia instead of Crismatt. Still got to look at the other two trades, though. I'm getting carried away just assuming I'm going to accept this one. But the Tigers, they're offering up Michael Lorenzen. We're giving up nothing out of those three players, but Lorenzen, I mean, well, he hasn't pitched in the big leagues this season. Hasn't even been insanely good down in AAA. He's been all right, but it's AAA. But also, the only reason I would be looking for a starter would be to replace Michael Wacha, and I don't really know if Michael Lorenzen is any better than Michael Wacha would be. So yeah, we'll take that one out of consideration. And then the Rockies, who could they have? CJ Cron. It's always CJ Cron, isn't it? I mean, really, this is probably the move I should be doing, isn't it? Matt Carpenter's the one I'd be giving up along with no one else, and Cron would just slot right in to replace Carpenter. Cron's also better in every way. He's like 10 overall higher, and by the end of the season, with Carpenter continuing to regress, Cron's gonna be even better than Carpenter is. I almost wish this wasn't such a good trade because I really wanted AJ Puck. Like this is such a good arm to add to that bullpen. I think I have to do this Cron deal, man. CJ Cron is being added. So now, at least against righties, that right side of the infield is going to be Cron and Worth. That's fun. So our next game is going to be that player lock with CJ Cron to try and get him his performance boost for the rest of the year. And what the CPU did to put him in is probably just what I was thinking of anyway. Obviously, just replace Matt Carpenter against righties, and then against lefties, just sit Cronenworth back down. And hey, maybe if we're lucky, which it probably won't happen, but we still have, I think, 2 days before the trade deadline's officially up. Maybe one more trade pops up at the last second. We still get a chance to add AJ Puck if that trade wants to pop itself back up. But for now, let's go ahead. Let's take control of CJ Cron for his Padres debut. Of course, we got to face Jacob deGrom because they just have to make it as tough as possible. All right, so here we go at bat number 1. We're down 1-0. deGrom's only 13 pitches deep to his start. Seems about right. Oh my god, I was all over that. I was early on 100. I was ready. Just get the PCI there and I'm gonna do damage. And I dropped the PCI that time. I bet the timing was still there. I'm not gonna get to see. I forgot I don't get to see when it's a player lock. All right, so here we go at bat number 2, 5th inning. We have it tied at 1 here. Give me another like 3 fastballs, right? I mean, all those are so hittable. What am I doing striking out on those 3 pitches? Oh, and that's great. No, that's what I want. Perfect swing, 112 off the bat, and it's going to count for absolutely nothing. All right, well, we kind of got to do something here. Might be our last at bat already, even batting out of the 5 hole. Bottom 7, 2-2 tie. We got a runner on first. deGrom's still out there. And they're not going to let me check swing, so I look terrible there. Yeah, it's... especially when it's coming from deGrom. That slider in the zone is legitimately one of the toughest pitches I have trouble with hitting in this game. That's always going to get me, especially when it's coming from deGrom. Maybe exclusively when it's coming from deGrom. All right, we do get another chance here. Ooh, and look at where we're at. Bottom 9, 1 out, that runner on first. We got a chance to walk it off here. They have a lefty in. It's not deGrom, even though Cron is a little worse against lefties. Oh, God, okay. Well... would have helped out a lot more if I just got under that and, you know, we won the game. I guarantee a homer there, or maybe a gap shot to actually drive in the winning run. That would have gotten us the at least 1+ that we're looking for. But since that didn't get the result, that didn't finish the game, I'm worried that a 1-for-4 with 2 strikeouts isn't going to get me a performance boost plus. Oh man, all right, they walked Rosario, not on purpose, but on 4 pitches, so it's probably an intentional walk situation. Nelson Cruz is up. He's got 2 bombs today. He was already up to 22, and now he's 3 for 3 with 2 bombs. He's going to end it, isn't he? 2-2 count. What are we going to do here, Nelson? Just don't hit it on the ground. He hits a line drive, that's game. That would have driven in all 3, too. That would have been a 3-run double if, you know, we weren't inconvenienced by the game ending. I just really hope we see a plus, man. I mean, an extra base hit in the situation that we got an extra base hit in is big. It's huge. But the fact that up to that point in the game, I was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, I'm worried the game's going to say 1 hit, little production otherwise, or whatever the line is that they say. Yep. I mean, I predicted it down to the phrase that it uses. One hit only, little impact offensively. I beg to differ. I think we had a pretty significant impact offensively, considering I moved the winning run from first to third. I don't know, man. This game sometimes just does not take context into account. But if you take context into account, and you go back and remember my perfect line out, I really feel screwed over by not getting at least a 1+ there for CJ Cron. But that's fine. In that type of player lock, when it's not a call-up and it's not a fast track, it wouldn't have improved his attributes. It just would have done whatever performance boosting it does when it says the dude plays better in games that are simulated. And it looks like we're not going to have that one final lucky trade to pop up, and this stuff doesn't matter because we didn't control the draft. We only had 4 picks though. Wow. And I always like to just go through the picks just because it's interesting to me, and I only would have chimed in if I saw something interesting, and this is interesting. I guess this is why scouting attributes matter, because the Angels picked this guy thinking he had to land somewhere between an 86 and a 99 potential, and he ends up a 77. I don't know if I've ever seen a miss that bad. All right, but we move on. We sweep the Rockies, on to playing the Dodgers, and we are actually going to play the Dodgers. It's going to be a 3-3 tie. All we got to do is put up a run. Well, we got to stop them from scoring first with a runner on, nobody out, and then we just got to put up a run and close it out from there. The Dodgers, they're still good, man. Like, they're 8-2 in their last 10, 22 games up over 500, and they're still 26 games back of the division. So let's take another one from them here and put them 27 games back. We've got Joe Musgrove out there, 1 run allowed, 5 hits allowed, 5 punch outs. So we must have an unearned run situation going on here. Somebody has cost us a couple runs in the field. Who is it going to be? It was Jake Cronenworth making the error at second base to allow 2 unearned runs to come in, but he's kind of made up for it. He's hit a bomb. We have 3 solo shots. Machado's up to 41, and I'm going to stick with Musgrove out there. He's got plenty of energy left to continue going here. There we go. Couldn't hold up on a curve. There's out number 1. Man, I was trying to throw some ground ball inducing pitches there to Muncy, and he just wanted to swing and miss at all of them. And there we go, another punch out. So since I came in the game, we struck out the side to strand the runner at first. Now it's time to do our thing and take the lead. They have Noah Syndergaard out there. Wonder what kind of a year he's having. And that could bloop in if it gets out far enough. It doesn't get out far enough. That was a tough AB, honestly. And Grisham, no, you can't get on top of a pitch right down the middle like that. Come on. Oh my god, dude, why is Syndergaard? Well, I was gonna say, why is he giving me so much trouble, but I know why. It's because that was a really good pitch. I guess that last pitch being a really nice pitch doesn't really excuse some of the other pitches that I've been missing, but man, Noah Syndergaard gave me some trouble there. Another punch out. Musgrove keeps racking him up here. I kind of hung that curveball a little bit, so he made contact. At least it's still an out. And oh wait, we got Bogaerts there. I thought that was getting to the gap. That will signify the end of Joe Musgrove's day. Pretty solid game for him though. We got to pick him up though. Get him this win. We have to score this inning in order to get Musgrove the win, because I'm not leaving him in any longer. He's had his game. Oh my god, dude, I got around on that. I thought it was a good swing as I was pressing the button, and then came off the bat with that. Oh my god, dude, I am off right now. What is going on? Oh. Okay, you know what? Oh, nope. That fooled me there. Thought that was a base hit. Oh, they hit Machado. At least that's a free base runner. We got CJ Cron, the new bat, up here in a pretty big spot. And I got a pitch. I got a pitch that I should be destroying. No, he went fastball up. I was ready enough to get around on it, and I just didn't move the PCI up enough. I have yet to make a good swing in this game. I'm kind of getting a little worried. Gonna go to Robert Suarez here to try and keep things tied up to head into the bottom of the 9th. He's had a good year so far since getting called up. I've had some good outings with him myself. Wow, game really screwing me over here. We have one not called and then two end up on like the very slight little areas that it could end up out of the zone. I gotta focus. There we go. We come right back. Nothing but fastballs in the zone, and it sits down Will Smith. We got Trace Thompson to ground out to second. Just one more. And popped up to third base. Nice, quick, easy inning from Suarez to keep it tied. Now let's just win it now. Not worry about extra innings. They're going to a new arm, Yency Almonte. He can be difficult. I think I'm going to stick with Rosario here, though. I've made some good swings with him ever since I traded for him. Dude, I know he's got a hard sinker inside. He's thrown nothing but sliders so far, this AB. It's throwing me off. That might be the most impressive take I've ever made. I don't know how I didn't swing at that. Come on, Rosario. We got him to 3-2. And there we go. Oh my god, I might have followed it up with an even better take. I don't know what came over me there those last two pitches. That's like the most impressive walk I've ever had. Come on, we got to do something with that. Nelson Cruz. No. No. All of that just to do that on a good timing swing. Oh, come on. Please carry. Please carry. It's not even going to make it to the track. I finally do something good at the plate, and it's the attributes that don't allow me to be great. Okay, I'm going to stick to Suarez here since he had such a quick ninth, and he also has really high clutch, which is what's active now with the runner on second. And there we go. Wow, that curveball ended up in about the worst spot it could, but it got him. I clicked past it pretty quick, but oh, pick him off. Come on. What are you doing? You can't take a lead off a second? Okay, well, that all happened very fast. What I had started to say is I was pressing X, like right when they made a pinch running move, and they brought in a new runner just to get picked off. You can't lead off a second base. It doesn't work in this game. And there we go, 100 up and into Muncy to sit him down. What an outing from Suarez. All we got to do is bring around that free runner. And I think I'm going to want to go to a pinch runner. Austin Nola, get that 37 speed out of there. Guess we'll just go to Ha-Sung Kim. He's our fastest runner off the bench with 70. Okay, well, that'll move the runner up to third. I kind of thought I got a bit more of that. I thought it was going to challenge the gap a bit more. In the end, though, that's the same thing as a sac bunt, same result. All Bogaerts needs to do is the exact same thing. And that should do it. Bogaerts with the deep fly ball. We're going to win this game without picking up a single hit. Like, even going back to when I first loaded in, I don't think I got a hit. Might be the first time with these Padres that I haven't played well, and we still find a way to win the game. And we got an extra fireball of momentum also to add on top of it because we walked it off. Without getting a hit, we get an extra momentum fireball. That's kind of funny. But now look at that. Right back to a huge big fireball. We sweep the Dodgers. 2-game series sweep against Seattle, and now there we go. That's the move I've been wanting to see. Weren't able to add the one more lefty arm like I wanted to. We had to pass up on AJ Puk, but I knew we still had the possibility of Drew Pomeranz. He's a little worse, a little less exciting than AJ Puk, and he's regressing with his age. But man, look at what he's doing down in AAA. He has a .53 ERA in 33 2/3 innings. But this will work perfectly because Luis Garcia is on his way all the way down the cliff in terms of his regression. I mean, he's still, on one hand, I kind of hate to get rid of him because he's legitimately pitching incredibly. Like, look at this guy. He's given up 11 hits in 24 innings pitched. 5 walks also. He has a whip of .67. Like, this dude is not pitching bad. It's just like the worse he gets and the worse those attributes get, the more of a chance he has at just completely losing it. And if he's like a 61 or 62 overall, which it seems like he might get down to with how fast he's regressing, there's like no scenario where I'd want to bring him in the playoffs. So we may as well say goodbye to him. He gave us a good 24 innings, very solid run with the team, but it's time to call it quits. Get another lefty out there in the pen, which also in itself is big to just have another option to play matchups with. But there he is. Drew Pomeranz is up, and that means that all of the players that I highlighted being stuck in the minors to start the year are up on the big league squad now. So that means we're going to get to play against the D-backs here. It's not going to be any sort of player lock with Pomeranz because you don't player lock with relief pitchers. And dang, of all times for them to hit me with one of these type of tough ones, it's when I'm coming off of maybe my worst game yet. I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't seen one like this. This is one of those types of moments you see a couple of times where you load in, down a couple, and already in the 9th inning. Let's just take a peek at what everything looks like now with Pomeranz up here. We eliminate one more 60 overall, so that's all we have now is one more 60 overall level player. And Krismat's been progressing all year with that B potential. He's not been as great as Garcia was, but he also hasn't gotten into as many games. All right, but let's see if we can pull this off here. I'm usually terrible at these types of moments loading in like this, but we have at least an out to work with here. Sometimes it loads you in with 2 outs already, so we have a little bit of wiggle room, but I gotta see what we're looking like here because yeah, we have 14 hits on the board, but only the 3 runs have come across. What are we doing? Of course, Machado goes deep again, and it was probably, well, I guess it's not confirmed, but I was gonna say it's probably a 3-run shot, but I guess there's no guarantee. Musgrove gave up 5 though. He doesn't typically have starts like that. But we've got CJ Cron up, enough speed on first to score on a ball in the gap and tie it. And man, if I actually got the PCI to the right spot, I think I went down here when I should have been down there, and that would have been a perfect right center gap pitch. Ooh, and now he's just gonna break off an insane pitch. Just like that, down to 0-2. And then only reason I swung at that is because of the sinker he just threw the pitch before. So now we got Rosario. Rosario can do it though. Come on. Come on, drop in. No, that's gonna go foul. Oh, that was so close. And that, I hit that one too hard. Dang, dude, 6 pitches. He threw me 6 pitches, and that was all I got to see. And they were all really good pitches too. I don't even blame myself for that one. I blame the team. How do you get 16 runners on base and only put up 3 runs? I shouldn't have even been in that situation. That game should have been a blowout before I even got the chance. It's only going to be 1 snowflake there, but we are already kind of low, and now we're basically neutral. I don't even know if that's going to be good for 1 win or if that is completely neutral. Oh my God, what? There is no way that we just got swept by the D-backs. What's that all about? What, just because we don't have momentum to spend, we can't beat the Diamondbacks? That's not right. That doesn't make sense. And all we got here is a player lock, so we can't even really get a lot of momentum back no matter how good I play. I think it's kind of maxed out at just the 1. But we better have a good game. This would be kind of insane. Like, could you imagine at this point getting a 3+ with Machado with the season he's already putting together without any sort of performance boost? But let's go for it. It's against his former team too, which is fun. It's Kyle Gibson out there on the mound to face. And I am just not putting good swings on the ball. This is really starting to frustrate me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That Dodgers game that we started tied 3-3, that was me starting this next chunk of recording this episode. So I'm not just carrying right over from the first chunk of playing, and I don't know what's gone wrong here. Why can I not put good swings on the ball? It's really more my timing than anything. Like, look at that. That last pitch was a circle change I'm late on. I was early on the fastball before. It's like I see fastball, so I'm ready to let it fly, and I'm too early. But then I see breaking pitch, and I wait back, and then I just wait back too far. And then that time, I don't even know what to say about that. I thought I made a good swing on that, but I also thought it was a 4-seam. So the fact that it was a cutter meant that it ran outside, so it's on the edge of my PCI, and it wasn't a good swing. Now we're already in the 6th inning. We're on the verge of losing another one here. Dude, first of all, not a swing, not even close, but second of all, why am I even pressing the button? What is happening right now? And here we are, 4-1 in the bottom of the 9th. Nobody else could do anything today, I guess. Oh, and now he's probably too tired to even hit the zone. A walk's not going to help our cause of getting a performance boost. Yeah, and I draw the walk anyway. 4 pitches, none of them to hit. We're not going to get a plus. And now I guess we just got to rely on the rest of the team to finish this game and hopefully make the comeback. But we got to do it against Felix Bautista now. I'm sure that's going to happen. Yep, that's going to get caught at the track. And Ahmed Rosario's going to strike out. And Nelson Cruz is also going to strike out to end it. Oh my God, what is happening here in this last week's worth of games? Just about. No plus, 0 for 3, nothing but bad swings, as more negative momentum. It's going to flip it negative. It shouldn't actually account for any losses with where we ended off at last time, but still, man. Obviously, it didn't work out well playing with no momentum in the last set of simulating, so it's definitely not going to work out well this time. Yep, and there it goes. It flips negative. That's small enough, though, that it shouldn't account for any losses because of negative momentum. And this time against the D-backs, we keep losing again without momentum to these guys. What is going on? All we can do here now is split this series. And I'm not going to lie, guys. I think I need to take a break here. I've only been playing for like a half an hour, and I was kind of set on just recording like a couple hours worth right now. But with how I've been hitting, I don't want to... I mean, like, obviously, we're not really in jeopardy of losing the division, but we are in jeopardy of having the best possible record I could have. So if I don't have it right now, I don't have it right now. I guess this doesn't matter for the video, because when I come back to record the next chunk, it'll still be the same video. But hopefully, I can just kind of like reset the mojo here, and we can come back, actually handle these D-backs like we should. All right, it's a new day. I'm ready to go. Let's take care of these D-backs who have been giving us way too much trouble. Like, we've dropped, what, 4 of our last 5 games that we've played against the Diamondbacks in this stretch here that we've gone 4-6 in our last 10. That shouldn't be happening. And you know what I also just noticed that I wasn't paying attention to since maybe even the start of this episode, but have we been in our camo jerseys like every game? Because if we have, that's interesting, because I put those on my own just in a game of like offline exhibition mode, just to get the screenshots for last episode's thumbnail. And if me manually putting on these jerseys in like an exhibition game has them on just indefinitely in March to October, that's not only very weird, but that would also be the first time I've ever found a way to customize what jerseys you're going to use in a March to October game. And there we go. Grounder to Crone. Mantiply is just out there taking care of business as I'm talking about other things. All right, now this is the real test. Has my hitting come back after taking the night off? We've got the top of the order ready to go here. All we need is 1 run. I'd love to get our 1 run here in this inning so we can just close it out in the top of the 9th. And that is a good way to start. Xander Bogaerts base hit up the middle. And I guess the most important thing is I actually made a decent swing on that. No, I got the fastball blown past me. He hadn't thrown that pitch. It had either been cutter or slider every single pitch since he came into the game. So at that point, 93 looked like 103. Oh my God, that's terrible. That was right there for me. Soto, though, is going to make sure we take the lead. Did not miss that cutter, and he's going lefty-lefty. I think that swing alone indicates that I made the right decision to not try and just force myself to keep playing when I wasn't playing good. Oh, and I mean, that is a pretty good swing, too, if we're being completely honest. I got the hands in, PCI on that with good timing. It's just a shame we had to hit it on the ground. Oh my God, and then I'm whiffing with Crone. All right, I mean, that was an interesting inning. Couple of good swings, but also a couple of really rough at-bats, but we take the lead on a 2-run shot. We have Hader to close it down. So here we go. Let's try and get our guy another save. He's got 32 on the year, 176 ERA. There we go. We got Longoria way out in front of the slider. Oh my God, Corbin Carroll has taken 3 really good sliders running away from him. And there we go. I guess all it takes is a fastball right down the middle to get him down. And then a weak grounder. No, Hader, just don't touch it. Just don't touch it, and we get an out there. Oh my God, if they, oh no, Bogaerts is there. All right, I thought that was gonna get past him. I may or may not have even hit the dive button, but we're all good. Hader locks it down, 5-3 win over the D-backs, and hopefully that gets us back on track. All right, so let's see what that does for us. It's gonna flip ourselves back positive. That's actually a lot more positive than I thought we'd have. Let's deal with Miami then. 3 games set. Can we sweep them? We do without having to hop in and play, but then we're losing to the Brewers, and we're gonna get a chance to win the series being split after the first 2. So 130 games in, we're 105-25. Projected wins up to 123, but we're still looking to blow way past that. I mean, just like, we need to appreciate how crazy this is. And I'm not saying appreciate me and how well I'm playing, because it doesn't matter sometimes how well you play. It all comes down to those simulated games. And the fact that we're 30.5 games ahead of a team that themselves is 19 games above 500, and we have the opportunity to clinch the division before September even starts, unheard of. 105 wins before September. We have a whole month of the season to go, and we already have more wins than maybe anybody else is gonna get. But they are putting us in a bit of a tougher spot. We got to see if the hitting really has come back now. We're down by 1, 7th inning, so we got a lot of time left, and we have a runner on first to start. So let's get into it. We've got CJ Cron up at the plate, still kind of waiting for him to do something big. And Joe Musgrove had another not amazing start. 4 runs allowed in 6 innings out there. Let's see in full what we've got going on. We have a couple of triples. That's interesting. Nothing else really besides that, except Juan Soto's having a rough game. He's got an error, and he's been caught stealing twice. Does that really mean he's been caught stealing 15 times? Why is Juan Soto stealing enough in the first place to then be caught stealing 15 times? Oh, and that's a good pitch, but come on, CJ Cron. Why can't I make good swings with him? Oh my God, and that's actually going to be a double play, isn't it? Wow, that's terrible. Okay, well, now is going to be our chance to get Drew Pomeranz into the game, and it looks like this is going to be his first outing because he doesn't have any stats from this year yet. We've got 9-1-2 in the order here. It's Caratini and then 2 lefties, so that's why I'm going Pomeranz here. If there's ever a good time to see what he's got, this is probably a good point of the lineup to do that. And we're not keeping that fair, are we? Oh, we are. Okay, so Drew Pomeranz is giving up a home run to the 9-hitter in his first batter faced in the big leagues. All right, okay. This is the guy we were waiting for, everybody. I mean, I guess in fairness, I was having some trouble getting the timing of his release down, and I kept getting yellows, so that was on me that I left it right down the middle. All right, there we go. Way to bounce back. And there we go. We strike out Yelich on the same pitch. And Willy Adames actually is a little bit worse against lefties, it seems. So I'll go ahead and leave Pomeranz in for this AB. And there we go, another punch out. So we give up the home run, not good, but he comes back, strikes out 3 batters in a row at the top of the order. So that's a very up and down start, or I guess down and up start to his time up on the big league squad. Please drop in. Please drop in. I hit that so weak, it is going to drop in. All right. Trent Grisham finding a way to get himself on, and now we have the tying run coming up to the plate. Oh my God, did I really not hit that harder? And that's not going to drop down either. Oh no. That went from me pressing the button thinking I just destroyed the pitch to that. Oh my God, and I'm under it again. I'm reverting back to what I was doing when I was playing last night. I'm just under, like, everything. Come on, Soto. Do it again for me. You got a huge PCI here. Oh my God, no. I hit... Oh, I should have done so much more that inning with the pitches I saw. Now we got to do it in the 9th if we're going to do it. I'm going to go to Steven Wilson here. He's been having a great year for us, but I was kind of having trouble remembering, like, ever using him. And there we go. We get a weak grounder right away. There we go. Blow it past Rowdy up and in on a 3-2. And that one looks like it's going to just barely stay in. Not even making it to the track. Not even close. So it's going to have to be against Devin Williams here. I do not have a great time usually when I try and hit Devin Williams in this game. And that's why, man, that screwball and the way that it breaks. I'm just impressed I actually timed it up. Okay, we have Jake Cronenworth on the bench, so I'm bringing him in to take Nelson Cruz's spot and see what we can do with a lefty. And that's just another one. I'm timing up that screwball. I just can't figure out where it's going to end up. And the same thing, another screwball that I'm hitting on the ground. That was a really rough one. That was a terrible 3 innings. I guess the only good thing out of that is the fact that we started losing means we're only going to get 1 snowflake worth of negative momentum, but we had a chance to get a lot of positive momentum and we blew it. So that's probably going to flip us back. Yep. Shouldn't account for any losses with where it is. That's pretty much just neutral. And it looks like, okay, we win a series against St. Louis, and now we get a chance to officially clinch the division, I guess. So actually, if our magic number there when we were just looking was 3 and we won 2 games, I wonder why this didn't pop up in our last game with that loss to St. Louis, because if that was a win, we would have clinched it then, right? But with a win here in this one against the Giants, we officially clinched the division. We'll pick up our 108th win of the year, and all we got to do is hold them where they're at. So even if we stay where we're at, we're good. We've got Krismat on the mound here in the 8th. Interesting that he's in the setup role for this game. Actually, though, I might be able to take him out because he has 2 pitches, but nothing's happened yet this inning. Yeah, I can. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to put Suarez in, our actual setup guy. Oh, and he's turning on a fastball, but we got Soto there. Elite left fielder. And then a punch out on a nice 12-6 in the dirt. And another one on that 12-6. Man, Austin Nola does not have a good arm. There's no reason that meter should have been that tough. All right, let's see if we can get any more offense together here in this game. Put a little distance here for Hader to work with. We've got a bunch of backups in, though. Odor's in. Campusano's in. Oh, and Odor gets hit on a 1-2 count. That's an interesting strategy. Oh my god, and then I'm missing that right down the middle. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know why all of a sudden I have been having so much trouble hitting very hittable pitches. And that one, we're not still going to run it out. Oh, I don't know what happens if that gets past him because that was hit pretty weak. So maybe that was better. Oh my god, and then I'm letting him blow a fastball past me. It's a good thing I started this game with the lead because my god. It's all down to Hader then, and he's got 3 lefties in a row lined up for him. I'll take that, even though it wasn't hit all that weak, and he got around on it. Then we get ourselves a punch out on the slider. And grounder over to Odor. That is going to lock up the division. We didn't get to this point as strong as I would have liked and as strong as it looked like we were going to get here, but we still got to this point insanely early, especially with how good at least the Dodgers in our division have also been. Could you imagine if we were playing in a different division where the next best team was only like a 500 team? We would have locked this up a couple weeks ago. All right, so that should flip us back to a positive. Oh, it was only 2. I forgot that it definitely lied to me since we loaded into that winning. So not a ton of momentum here, but should be enough to, okay, get us the series at least with that loss. Beating up on Philly with no momentum, and now we got a win against Houston, and we get a chance to keep the winning streak alive. 114-28 is where we sit now, 142 games in, projected up to 125. So that puts us at 20 games to go, and 125 would have us only going 1 game above 500 at 11-9. If we get past that, which we should, we're gonna blow past that 125. We're almost at the regular season wins record here. That's 116. If we win this game against Houston, if we make this comeback, we'll be at 115. So it'll only take 2 more wins to lock up that record very early. And we are into the month of September here, because I saw we had our September call-ups up in the big leagues, and here they are. Christian Arroyo, who we traded for and got inexplicably sent down after, what was it, the Rosario trade? And then Adam Engel finally up here in the big leagues, when it would have made a lot more sense for him to be up here all the way back when we traded away Jose Azocar. And man, I don't know. We're getting closer and closer to the point where I might want to start thinking about taking Nelson Cruz out against righties. But he's still putting up numbers. It's not like these numbers have come down really at all. And I'm already sorted here by average against righties. And against righties alone, he's still batting .309. But I guess as long as Nelson Cruz is still doing damage, I shouldn't take him out. Gotta trust the numbers. So let's just keep it going then. Let's see if we can make a comeback this time. Let's see if we can actually put up a run this time. Lance McCullers Jr. is out there right now with 112 pitches in. No energy left, but they're leaving him in, so all right. And I don't understand why I'm having trouble hitting that lately. I'm getting under every slider. Like, these sliders... That's another pitch I gotta be hitting. I just need to shut up and focus. Okay, that was supposed to be a check swing in my defense. Cronenworth, that's going to go here. Crawford boxes, that's gone. We got just enough of that one. Still not like as good of a swing as I want to be making on a pitch left right down the middle like that. I was late on it, but hey, we got enough. We did the damage. We brought it back tied. Oh my God, and we still have McCullers out there. What are they doing? I don't think that has enough. But it might have enough to get down. No, really? Jordan's getting to that? I don't think he's getting to that. Come on. Whoa, wait. Huh? Okay, I guess that's why they've left McCullers in, because his energy magically came back. Dude, I can't hit the sliders. Okay, we end up working the walk. He tried that slider again and didn't hit the spot. We've got a runner on for Crone. Oh, get up through the middle. I'm sending him to third also. It was a 3-2 count. Machado was on the move. That was a tough pitch. I didn't see the PCI and all that. I didn't see where it ended up. That makes it look like it would have been a ball. But it actually turns out better for us because we still get on base and we move the runner all the way up to third. We just need Rosario to come through with a base hit. Oh, that's got to go. Come on. It's off the wall. He's setting up for that to get off the wall. That works, though. 19 speed. We got to hold him at third, but we at least drive in the go-ahead run. Man, that was so close to leaving. The way that bounced off the wall, that had to have hit the very top. If we could have gone up 6-3 instead of 4-3, oh, that's such a difference. We're finally now going to see a new arm, though. I still don't really understand why they leave McCullers in for 140 pitches. But here we go. It's a new righty. Ronel Blanco, and now it's on Nelson Cruz to see if he can drive in these 2 runs. Get us that 6-3 lead anyway. And, oh, he should have on that swing. Come on, Abreu. Michael Wacha is only 68 pitches in. So yeah, I guess I should be leaving him in. He's throwing a pretty nice game. Oh, that was not a good spot for that pitch, but I'll sit him down on it. Grisham's gonna get there. Great break on that deep fly ball. And there we go. That should get us through the 7th inning from Wacha. Now we can go to our formula of Suarez for the 8th, Hader for the 9th. Nola, there we go. I thought he hit it a little harder. I thought that was going to be extra bases, but I was off to the side of it, so I'm lucky he still hit it good enough to get a hit. We want some insurance, though. We don't want another 1-run win. Oh, and I'm looking like a fool on a slurve. Okay, I'm looking terrible against Ronel Blanco now. Oh my God, yep, that's a pitch I should also be hitting, so we're not going to add on any more runs. Guess we got to hope that the runs I've gotten are going to be enough. We've got to deal with both Jose Altuve and Jordan in this inning, so this is not going to be the easiest inning for Suarez, and it looks like he must have had a rough outing at some point recently because that ERA jumped up to 277. Oh, wow, Altuve did not swing the bat that entire at-bat. He worked it all the way to a 3-2 count. I gave him a fastball right there, and he's still not swinging. There's a swing, and that's going to go right to Cronenworth. And we got Yordan on 3 pitches. Great inning from Suarez. Sends it to the 9th. We'll at least have Hader in a position to close it out with the lead. How much of a lead is still up in the air? We've got 3, 4, 5 due up. We could do damage. There's a perfect, you know what? I don't even care. I don't even care that that's an out because that's my first perfect swing in a little while. I mean, it would have been kind of nice for that to get down though, wouldn't it? Okay, now we're rolling. We're going now. That would be a run if Soto's was a hit though. So that sucks, but Machado with the perfect swing, double to center field. We've got a runner in scoring position with 1 out. No, I bit on the slider. That's a really good slider. When I'm already having as much trouble with sliders as I am, and then he throws one like that. That's going to get down, though. That's going to drive Machado in. Ahmed Rosario again. He's had the 2 biggest swings of this game, probably. Come on, carry. Carry. I don't think that's going to carry. Not to that part of the park without making a better swing. But we add on at least 1 more. We have 2 runs to work with for a Hader to close it down. Okay, let's make this play Cronenworth. Good weak contact. We got him. And now to Crone. So we've got 1 to Cronenworth and 1 to Crone. And then we get another weak grounder. We've spread it all across the infield to lock up a win here against the Astros. That's what we've been missing out on in this recent stretch here. A nice come from behind win. I'm a little upset we didn't get more than that. I was hoping for like 5 or 6 fireballs, but we'll take it. We'll take 4. And this should be a pretty quick turnaround on the simulations because I'm guessing we're going to be playing our record clinching win number 117. So what do we got here? We are sweeping the Astros, and this... Okay, this is it. I guess we are always going to lose that first game against the Dodgers. Oh, never mind. This isn't even us hopping in because it'll be win 117. It's us hopping in because Joe Musgrove is having himself a pretty decent game out there. It will be win 117 to break the record of 116 wins. And this will be huge for the rest of the season to try and see how high that win count can climb. Because if we complete this, that's going to be a full 8 momentum fireballs. That'll fill up our momentum meter. And after the point where we've clinched everything and clinched the most wins of all time, I wouldn't be surprised if we just like sim pretty much until the end at this point. So if we can finish this with the most amount of momentum possible and then we end up simming maybe until the end or very close to it, that's going to give us the best possible chance at finishing with as many wins as we possibly can from this point. And there we go. We punched him out. There's 1 of 9. Okay, man, I'm starting to feel it. I'm feeling the super legend difficulty here in this at bat. But we punch him out. I am lucky. That yellow release could have ended up out of the zone there, but it stayed in and we got him. The patience there, though, in that at-bat was some of the pitches I was making. Some of the foul balls that were also happening. This has me worried. Please get caught. It will get caught. All right, that took way too many pitches for a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts, but everything is still intact. Oh my god, and we have a lead now, a huge lead. Went from being up 1-0 to 6-0, so now we only have 1 thing left to worry about. See, that's your super legend difficulty meter. If Trace Thompson is laying off of breaking pitches out of the zone on a 2-strike count, you know the game is making it tough on you, but I guess when you make a pitch that good, there's nothing it can do. There we go. We punch out Muncy. Another strikeout. 1 inning to go. 7, 8, 9 hitters is all we have left to deal with. Oh, we hit the corner. 2 to go. Come on. Make this play. Make this play. Get it over there in time. 1 to go. Jason Hayward out of the 9-hole is all that stands in between this. Oh, come on. Bouncer to second. Cronenworth has it, and we've done it. The perfect game with Joe Musgrove is achieved. It actually happened. We've had a couple chances at no-hitters throughout the year this year in one way or another, and we've never been able to get it finished. But Joe Musgrove here to lock up the record-breaking 117th win of the season also does it with a perfect game. The history that is part of that specific game is crazy. To do both those things in the same game is ridiculous. And now, like I was saying, we get 8 momentum fireballs out of that. We will have a completely full momentum meter. So now it'll just be a matter of seeing how many more games I play. And really, the 8 momentum fireballs there, that was kind of overkill with where we were at. But yeah, how many more games are we going to play? There's no reason to lose to LA there. Come on. Sweep the A's. I like to see that. Let's sweep the Rockies too. Shouldn't be any trouble. I don't know if we can win without using momentum, but I'd like to. We don't need to lose a series against St. Louis. We are just going to go all the way to the end. All right, that's what I assumed was going to happen. And look at where we finish. We do manage to pull off a 5-star second half of the season, finishing plus 13 on an already expected 116 wins, and we finish with a 129-33 record. And not only does that beat the regular season wins record of 116, but that also qualifies as the greatest record of all time, because those 1906 Cubs with their 116 wins did it in less games, so they only had 36 losses with a 763 winning percentage, and we're doing it with 13 more wins and 3 less losses. I don't know exactly what the math is on the winning percentage off the top of my head, but it blows that 763 out of the water. And how about this? We get to face our division rival LA in the first series of the postseason. So officially, the winning percentage was 796, which I'm a little disappointed by because we were above 800 like the whole year. So I was really hoping we'd finish with an 800 winning percentage. But that is where we're going to go ahead and end today's episode. The plan for next episode would be to play the division series and the championship series, win both of those, and then in the final episode after that, we'll play the World Series, and then we'll do ourselves a little bit of a recap at the end, and then that'll be it for March to October on MLB The Show 23. So guys, thanks for watching this one today. Thanks for sticking with me till the end, and I will see you next time for the postseason.